First-person shooters are without a doubt one of the most popular gaming genres out there. The fast-paced action, split-second decisions, and satisfying gunplay keep you coming back for more again and again. But what if I told you that some of the best FPS experiences are completely free? Well, I've searched the internet, and today I'm going to show you some incredible free-to-play titles that you need to check out. From tactical shooters to chaotic arena battles, there's something for everyone here. This is Undercover Dudes, and these are the 50 free-to-play FPS games you must play. Let's get straight into it. Kicking things off, we've got Spectre Divide, a competitive 3 vs 3 tactical shooter with a unique twist. Inspired by Valorant and Counter-Strike, it introduces duality, where you control 2 bodies at once. This mechanic lets you cover multiple sites, trade yourself, or create cool strategies. The crisp graphics and tight gunplay make it a standout, though the player base has dipped a bit recently. Next we have Dungeonborn, a roguelike dungeon crawler that could very easily be described as discount Dark and Darker. This game blends classic dungeon crawler with fantasy gameplay and a well thought out PvPvE package. Featuring a ton of classes, spells, and unique weapon pairings, the level of depth is definitely here and it's definitely worth a try. Up next is Zombi Blocks 2, a blocky survival shooter that's simple but incredibly fun. Even in its open alpha, the gameplay shines. You'll scavenge a procedurally generated city, fight off hordes of zombies with melee and range attacks, and take on bosses hidden in key areas around the map. It's lightweight and easy to run, but the tight mechanics have players hooked, with many people asking for lots more content. Next up is classic Marathon Infinity, a legendary sci-fi FPS from Bungie, originally released in 1996, now modernized for today's hardware. The dedicated fan community has gone all out here, enhancing the 20-level campaign with updated textures, weapons, and enemies. This revival features widescreen support, 3D filtering, positional audio, and buttery smooth 60+ FPS gameplay, breathing new life into this old school gem. Next is Fortnite Ballistic, a mode that takes a big leap into first-person tactical shooting. In this new 5 vs 5 mode, you're either attacking or defending objectives in a round-based setup that feels a lot like games like Counter-Strike or Valorant. The gameplay is standard, decent strategy, movement, along with fairly sharp gunplay. It's Fortnite like we've never seen it before, now with a more competitive tactical edge for those who are looking for something a bit different. Next is Treason, a game that mixes FPS action with deception. Players are put into teams, with some taking the role of traitors, who try to sabotage a mission without being caught. Meanwhile, the loyal players must figure out who the traitors are while completing objectives. It's a tense mix of strategy and portrayal, and if you're into social deduction and shooting games, this is a fun spin on the classic FPS formula. Next is Arena Breakout Infinite, a tactical shooter taking a page out of Escape from Tarkov. This game is all about high-stakes combat in a dangerous dynamic world. As per the extraction genre, you gear up, plan your moves, and extract valuable loot while trying to outlast both AI enemies and other players. With solid visuals and realistic sound design, this one is for anyone who wants an Escape from Tarkov-like experience without the price tag. Next we have Bloodstrike, a fast-paced battle royale that feels like a blend of Warzone and Apex Legends. While clearly it's a mobile port, the game brings its own charm with a solid roster of characters and accessible gameplay. Its standout feature? Low-spec graphics, making it playable on almost any PC, much like other lightweight hits like Combat Master. While it may not dethrone the giants of the genre, its very positive Steam rating and growing community shows that it's carving a niche out for itself. Another strong game is Harbinger, a stylish boomer shooter from the creator of Cryptus. This time though, the focus is on combining retro FPS action with roguelike mechanics. In this game, you'll battle through randomized levels, facing waves of enemies before regrouping at the tavern to upgrade your weapons and skills. The neon-filled stylized graphics makes every moment pop, and the fast-paced skill-driven combat really keeps you on your toes. With a fresh arsenal and unique upgrades after every one, it's really an addictive experience. Next up is Dark and Darker, a hardcore fantasy first-person dungeon crawler that has taken the gaming community by storm. Known for its brutal combat, grotesque monsters, and atmospheric dungeon environments, this game delivers a truly gritty adventure. While there is a paid version, the free version allows you to create one character and experience all the maps in normal mode, giving you a solid taste of the action. With addictive gameplay and unique blend of challenge and strategy, Dark and Darker is perfect for fans of intense dungeon crawlers. Next up up is Pixel Gun 3D PC Edition, a Steam adaptation of the iconic blocky shooter that first gained fame on mobile. Packed with a variety of maps, modes and weapons, the game delivers a nostalgic throwback with straightforward point-and-shoot gameplay. Its charm definitely lies in its simplicity, with this PC Steam version really enhancing the experience with lots of updated features. However, its pay-to-win mechanics can detract from the fun. Banana Shooter is next today, a game that takes the shooter genre and flips on its head with some chaotic action. This game leans into the absurd, with players battling it out using lots of different weapons. But don't let the goofy premise fool you, beneath the humour lies some surprisingly solid gameplay with various modes to keep things fresh. The colourful visuals and fast-paced mechanics create an experience that's both hilarious and genuinely engaging. Halo Infinite marks the return of a beloved franchise, now free to play with an emphasis on its classic gameplay. While its launch faced criticism, the game has now evolved into a polished experience with tight gunplay, engaging mechanics, and AAA visuals. Its multiplayer modes bring the iconic Halo formula to a modern audience, offering nostalgia and innovation. With a mostly positive rating on Steam, Halo Infinite is a testament to the series' resilience and a must-play for FPS enthusiasts. Next up, we have Black Squad, a game that combines the precision of tactical shooters like Counter-Strike with the fast-paced action of arcade games. Featuring a wide range of weapons, modes, and maps, it offers something for casual and competitive players alike. Its blend of strategy and quick reflexes shines in both round-based and deathmatch matches. Though its player base has diminished, the game remains well supported and offers a solid FPS experience for fans seeking variety and depth. AWOL is a nostalgic blast from the past, built on the same engine as Duke Nukem 3D, offering a classic FPS experience with a modern twist. It captures the essence of old school shooters while introducing updated mechanics like commanding AI squad mates, advancing enemy behaviors, and full hand-drawn character design. These additions breathe new life into the retro aesthetic, blending nostalgia with this fresh gameplay. If you're a fan of fast-paced classic style shooters with a touch of modern innovation, AWOL is a must try. Next up is Combat Master, a bare bones FPS that old school Call of Duty fans are loving. It dials back modern complexity for twitchy gunplay and crazy movement. With low spec graphics, it's perfect for games with older PCs, and its tight-knit community keeps the game alive. While rough around the edges, Combat Master is a hidden gem that offers fast, adrenaline-filled action, deserving of its very positive rating on Steam. Frontline Inferno is next on today's list, a fast-paced World War II style first-person shooter. This game is back to the basics here. Choose your side and engage in chaotic arcade-style battles. Taking a page out of games like Polygon, Frontline Inferno features vibrant, low-poly visuals that look quite good given the low system specifications. The gameplay is straightforward and fun-focused, featuring dynamic respawns, customizable loadouts, and combat that doesn't take itself too seriously. Next, we have the intense and fast-paced first-person shooter called Killfish. Inspired by the movement and flashy gunplay of games like Ultra Kill and Doom, this game rewards players for stylish kills, encouraging creativity in combat. Its neon-like graphics and fluid mechanics are a perfect match for its high-octane gameplay, and if you're into fast, skill-based shooters, Killfish is definitely an underrated gem that you shouldn't miss. Next up is One-Armed Robber, a chaotic heist game that's as hilarious as it is unique. Playing as a one-armed thief, you pull off daring robberies in banks and shops, all while navigating the game's intentionally wacky mechanics. Fans of games like Payday will love its comedic take on the heist genre, especially as fans of both games have lightheartedly mentioned that this game is better. With its quirky premise and free-to-play availability, One-Armed Robber is a must-try. Next up is Unturned, a zombie survival game that is absolutely massive. In this game, you scavenge, craft, build, and fight both zombies and players in a post-apocalyptic world. With survival, creative, and arena modes, plus a huge modded community, there's endless variety here. It's got low system specifications, making it easy for anyone to run, and its engaging gameplay keeps people hooked. If you're after a sandbox survival game that's still widely popular, Unturned is definitely worth your time. One of my favorites here is Ironsight, a free-to-play FPS that nails the feel of old-school Call of Duty. The twitchy gameplay, in-depth weapon customization, and polished maps make it super addictive. Despite the game being mishandled by its old publisher, the devs have brought it back now stronger than ever. Ironsight offers a ton of content that will keep you hooked. For COD fans, this is a must-play. Next is Rose, a brutal roguelike arena shooter with a dark twist. You trade body parts for power-ups. Each run throws randomized enemies, weapons, and arenas at you, keeping it really fresh. The retro art mixed with neon effects looks awesome and makes the chaotic action stand out even more. It's fast, violent, and ridiculously fun, and if you're into games that challenge you with tough-as-nails gameplays and unique style, Rose is worth every minute. A fantastic indie game. This next game is absolutely wild, and it's called FPS Chess, a game that reimagines the classic board game as a fast-paced 1v1 shooter. In this, we've got a quirky twist. Capturing a piece triggers an FPS duel where skill decides the victor. In blending traditional chess with intense shooter mechanics, FPS Chess is creating a unique experience that is quite entertaining, well worth checking out. Next up is one of the most underrated free-to-play FPS games out right now, and that's Polygon, a visually striking low-poly FPS that combines arcade-style gameplay with tactical elements. Featuring 16 vs 16 matches, the game focuses on smooth mechanics, solid gunplay, and accessible performance for low-spec systems. The bright, minimalist art style enhances its unique identity while catering to quite a broad audience. Next is Enlisted, the squad-based, massively multiplayer shooter game whose aim is to reconstruct World War II battles. Enlisted is a game that combines infantry, ground vehicles, and aircraft fighting together on the same World War II themed maps, which is pretty cool. You control either a squad of 4 to 7 soldiers of various classes, or a tank crew, or an aircraft pilot, and you can also give orders to your AI soldiers in your squad as you control one soldier directly. The gameplay feels fantastic, the graphics are awesome, it's one of the best war-themed shooters out there. Next up, with Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, a game that takes a battle royale formula and flips it on its head. The silly visuals, goofy characters, and wacky weapons make every match hilarious. The in-game voice chat and unpredictable gameplay add even more to the chaos, and despite all the absurdity, the core gameplay is surprisingly solid, making it a perfect entry point for new players or anyone who loves a laugh with their FPS games. This next game is called Frontlines, a shooter heavily influenced by Call of Duty 4 with its back-to-basics gameplay. The gunplay is snappy, the movement is super fast-paced, especially because of the sliding, and it's just a great combination that makes me fall back in love with arcade shooters. Now the crazy thing here though is that it's completely a Roblox-based game. No blocky characters, no childish quirks, this is all a shooter in the best way possible, and it's absolutely perfect to hop in and play. Next up is Warface, a game that brings a little bit of everything to the table. PvP, PvE, Battle Royale, and co-op modes. The waiting movement feels a bit like Battlefield, but the shooting mechanics are more arcade inspired. It's designed for low-end PCs, running on hardware as basic as a Core 2 Duo. With a variety of classes, weapon customization, and solid gameplay, Warface is still a good pick for players looking for an accessible and fun FPS. While there is definitely better games out there, Warface is a very dependable pick. Next up is Quake Champions, a game that modernizes the classic arena shooter formula. This is through blending it with the trendy hero shooter concept, with characters having unique abilities and attributes. With that said, the gameplay is still extremely skill-based, with controlled movement, pinpoint accuracy, and spot and map knowledge being monumental to your success. This, in combination with a variety of modes, upgraded graphics, and low system specs, means Quake Champions is a super rewarding game to play. Next today is Hired Ops, a game that bridges the gap between Call of Duty and Escape from Tarkov. The gunplay is the star here. Every weapon feels unique and incredibly satisfying. Pair that with the tactical movement and you got a shooter that rewards skill and strategy. It's not Tarkov, but funnily enough this studio then went on to make Tarkov, but it's more accessible take on the hardcore FPS genre and one that delivers perfectly, especially because it's free to play. Coming up next is World War III, a game that feels like Battlefield's twin, offering huge battles with 20 vs 20 gameplay on iconic maps like Berlin and Moscow. You'll fight with a mix of infantry and vehicles using customizable loadouts to dominate the battlefield. The gunplay is sharp, the graphics are excellent, and there's also a classic team deathmatch mode if you just want to get straight into the shooting. If you're into Modern Warfare shooters, World War III is one of the better options out there, even despite its publisher-induced issues of inconsistent servers and shaky content updates. Next today is a game called Operation Harsh Doorstop, a free tactical FPS that's community driven from the ground up. Funded on Patreon and led by YouTuber BlueDrake42, it's designed to compete with Battlefield and other AAA games by putting the players first. Maps are detailed, scenarios are varied, and the modding potential is massive. If you're tired of AAA shooters ignoring their communities, Operation Harsh Doorstop is a refreshing alternative. If you're nostalgic for Doom or Quake, Hellbound Survival Mode might be the perfect game for you. In this game, you're stuck on an island, gunning down endless waves of enemies until you just can't keep up. The gameplay is all about speed, tight gunplay, and satisfying movement, and it doesn't overcomplicate things, staying true to the old school FPS roots. For anyone chasing that classic brutal shooter experience, this free-to-play game delivers it all. Next is Krunker, an insanely fast-paced FPS that's all about skill. Imagine Quake-level speed paired with pixel-perfect gunplay, producing an addictive gameplay loop that I absolutely love. The blocky visuals might seem simple, but they're smooth, stylish, and low-spec friendly. What sets it apart is its accessibility. You can just play it straight from the browser. If you love fast action and competitive gameplay, Krunker is an absolute must-play, even despite its new developer really dropping the ball. Next up is PlanetSide 2, a game that takes multiplayer to the next level with massive 2,000 player battles on sprawling maps. You'll choose one of 3 factions and fight for control on a massive planet. It's all-out war with infantry, tanks, dropships, and even jetpacks coming into play. Team up with 48 players in a platoon or go solo. There's no wrong way to tackle the chaos, and few games match the scale and community-driven strategy. Kirka is a procedurally generated dungeon crawler FPS roguelite, where you fight against different enemies, use exclusive weapons, and engage in different dungeon types. While the concept is not that original, the extremely interesting art style is, with an eerie vibe as you go from dungeon to dungeon. Gameplay wise, it's straightforward, it doesn't take long to pick up, and it's definitely fun. Paladins is easily one of the best hero shooters, sitting just behind Overwatch 2. While comparisons to Overwatch are common, personally I think that Paladins leans closer to traditional FPS mechanics, and that's a really good thing, and it very much differentiates itself. Another way is through its card and loadout system that adds a ton of depth, letting you tweak heroes into something entirely unique. Without rigid roles, the freedom that this game offers makes it endlessly replayable, and it's a really underrated pick. Next up is Destiny 2, a game that stands out with its blend of looter shooter mechanics and MMO elements. The gunplay is smooth, the environments are gorgeous, and the amount of content, even in the free version, is impressive. Sure, it's had its ups and downs with DLCs, but the base game alone is worth your time. If you're into FPS games with RPG progression and co-op gameplay, give this one a shot. A game that kinda arguably deserves a spot on this list is Call of Duty Warzone 2. The follow-up to one of the most popular battle royale games of all time, this version of Warzone takes things to the next level. In the tried and true formula, Activision took the Modern Warfare franchise, put a battle royale spin on it, and released it for free. This normally gets a great response from the community, but the mostly negative rating is fueled by hackers, crashes, and so on. And while it's actually typically quite a good game, these things really hold it back. Next up is an absolute classic, that being Team Fortress 2. With 9 unique classes, various modes, addicting gameplay, and an incredible art style, there's no doubt why this game has a dedicated fanbase. Furthermore, its accessibility and easy to run graphics made it incredibly easy to hop in and play, a true favourite for low-spec fans. While the game has been out since 2007 and hasn't received many updates in the last couple of years, it's still super active and worth playing. Next today is Counter-Strike 2, the definite evolution of the legendary FPS series. Built on Valve's Source 2 engine, this upgrade takes everything people loved about CSGO, precision gunplay, tactical depth, and iconic maps, and fully modernizes it. While the core mechanics stay true to the original, subtle updates like sub-tick servers ensures even smoother gameplay. Whether you're grinding competitive matches or hopping into casual play, Counter-Strike 2 is the pinnacle of tactical shooters. PUBG is the OG battle royale that started it all. You know the story, you drop in, loot up, and fight to be the last one standing. The gunplay and movement might feel a bit dated, but the overall gameplay loop still kind of holds up in 2024. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done, and if you want a no-frills battle royale experience, PUBG is still worth a shot. StarCraft is a wild mix of survival, RPG, and FPS elements that feels like a love letter to Stalker fans. Starting as a Minecraft mod, it's grown into a full game with PvP, PvE, quests, and a dark atmospheric world to explore. Whether you're sneaking past mutants or fighting other players for resources, the gameplay keeps you hooked. Apex Legends is the next game for today, and it's a top-tier battle royale shooter, plain and simple. Respawn nailed the mix of fluid movement, tight gunplay, and squad-based tactics, and each legend brings something unique to the table, adding layers of strategy to every match. Add in polished visuals, a fair monetization system, and regular updates, and it's no surprise this game still dominates the scene. Next is the Finals, a game that is doing something most shooters don't, bringing fully destructible environments to the table. You can blow up buildings, take out cover, and completely reshape the map mid-match. Developed by X-Dice devs, the gunplay is tight, the movement is fast, and the destruction is next level. It's gained a huge community since release, and rightfully so. It's a crown jewel of free-to-play shooters. Next up is another controversial pick in Overwatch 2, a game that took a lot of things from the original and cranked it up a notch. New heroes, maps, modes, and a much needed UI overhaul. But let's be real, people are still waiting on that promised PvE campaign, and there's a lot of other things they really dropped the ball on. Even with this, the core gameplay remains a blast, especially if you're into fast-paced, hero-driven shooters. With this game, don't expect a revolution, it's more so a refinement, but it's still a worthy game to play. Cryptus is a throwback to the golden age of FPS, with huge inspiration from Doom, Wolfenstein, and Duke Nukem. This is fast-paced, movement-heavy gameplay, dashing, jumping, and mowing down hordes of the undead with a variety of weapons. Wrapped in retro visuals and a killer soundtrack, it's a love letter to classic shooters that delivers all the fun and none of the fluff. Definitely worth checking out. Next is Delta Force, a game that has made a splash with its massive 32 vs 32 battles across the land, air, and sea. It's Battlefield for free, minus the play-to-win nonsense seen in other free-to-play shooters. The gameplay is team-focused and tactical, with vehicles and sprawling maps that encourage coordination. The one downside is kernel-level anti-cheat that has raised some eyebrows. But if you're not concerned, this is a solid pick for fans of large-scale, objective-driven shooters. Next is Valorant, Riot Games' tactical FPS and one of the most played games out there. It takes Counter-Strike's round-based formula and adds agents, each with unique abilities that can change the match in an instant. If you like a shooter with a high skill ceiling and tight mechanics, you're already playing this, or you should be.